30 minutes round trip. That's how long it takes light waves to get to Mars. That's one heck of a walkie-talkie. Can you imagine? Hey, this is the Real Martian. I'm on Mars. I need help. Over. Tick, 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 tick. And 30 minutes later, somebody actually responds. Hey, this is Mission Control. Sorry to hear you need help. We can't. Over. Like, really? Thanks, guys. That was helpful. Those people on Mars, they're going to have it hard. It's going to be hard, hard, hard. There ain't nobody there. It makes me think I'd like to take this system that we're building once we get past phase 4. It'd be cool to take the phase 5 system, go to Antarctica, get some grants, go down there full time, you know, take the Real Martian to a place that actually really is as close as we can get to Mars without leaving Earth. That'd be pretty fun. Maybe we can do some Patreon accounts and save up some money and go to Antarctica together. So yeah, some weird thoughts that go through my head. You know, you haven't seen it yet, but the digester in Hab 1, the purpose of it on Mars is to recycle waste. So, I'm sure you've seen, but us humans, we're kind of wasteful critters. Not just in the fact that we waste food or other things like packaging or electronics or natural resources, but we produce quite a bit of waste as well. And that human waste has to go somewhere on Mars. And in the movie The Martian, they packaged it all up, and I'm certain it's because the idea that they were trying to convey is they don't want, you know, human bacteria to pollute the Martian planet. It could skew the science. I mean, can you imagine going outside on Mars, you're doing your EVA and you're looking for life, and all of a sudden you find some bacteria that's the same bacteria as it is on Earth. You know, the stir, the excitement that would create, and then as they dig into it, they figure out that it's actually poop. Poop bacteria. That would be crazy. It would screw up a whole lot of things. Not to mention, who knows what would happen to those bugs when they get on Mars? You know, would they evolve into something else? Would they adapt to the situation? Would they become deadly? You know, what is that episode? Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan, the original one. You know what I'm talking about. That's a great Star Trek movie. And you know, Spock sacrifices himself, and then in the follow-on movie, The Search for Spock, after they land him on the Genesis planet, you know, they find the little bugs that were on the tube, but it landed on the planet and they evolved, you know, they adapted, they got bigger and ugly and nasty, and I hated those things when I was a kid and I saw that movie, but you know, maybe that could happen. Who knows? You know, it's a whole different planet. It's exciting. It's a totally different planet. No magnetic field. It has one, but it's really spotty. It pokes up in different places at different times, which suggests that it's not geologically active. It doesn't have a molten core like Earth. But who knows what's going on? We haven't really figured out Earth. You know, the core of the Earth is what? 4,000 miles beneath us? 4,000 miles beneath us is the core. And the core is what, like 2,000 miles in diameter? That thing's huge. Don't quote me on those numbers. I think they're pretty close, though. That's absolutely huge. So deep, so big. There's so many things going on a macro scale on Earth. We don't really have any idea yet what's going on. It's all theory. It's all PhDs studying, you know, trying to learn, try to figure it out. But they really don't know yet. I don't know, and I'm not saying I do know. I'm saying that it's such a big problem. It's such a big mystery that it's going to take time and a lot of effort to solve it, and we just haven't got there yet. But they're working on it. They'll crack the nut someday. God's creation is pretty amazing when you look at it. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. The digester. So here at the ranch, we have an anaerobic digester, and what we're using it for is to generate methane and fertilizer. So that's what it generates for us, and we can use the methane to burn as heat, as electricity. And what I'd really like to do is convert this here Martian rover truck to actually run off of methane produced on site. In order to do it, we've got to get a methane pump. I've already found one of those online. It's I I forget the name of the company, but Phil, Phil, natural gas pump. They have a bigger version of it. It's more commercial, more robust, can handle the elements here at the habitat. So I'd like to get one of those and then pump the gas from the digester into the Martian rover truck and actually power everything that we need here for going back and forth off of the methane we have on site. And we only have 2 cows and 3 horses, but they produce a lot of manure. And in the United States, you're not allowed to put human waste into a digester. Now, at first I was kind of upset about that, but if you really think about it, we do want to be organic, and humans eat and consume lots of stuff that's not organic. Just think about people, the worst case, the absolute worst case would be people on chemotherapy, right? I lost my father to cancer, so I'm not saying this lightly. But, you know, their blood is polluted, their feces, their urine will all be polluted with chemicals that may or may not break down in the anaerobic process. If it gets hot enough, it could, and they do that at wastewater plants and all that. That's why that's safe. But that takes a lot of energy, and we don't have a lot of energy to spare. So here on Earth, I'm okay right now without putting human waste into a digester, but someday we do have to figure that out. And a digester on Mars would certainly contain bacteria that we produce. They would contain the waste we produce, and if we can clean up everything correctly, then not only will it produce methane that can be used to power electrical devices on site, but also methane that can be used to fill up the rocket propulsion system that'll return people to Earth. So the digester is a key piece of what it is that we're trying to do. We haven't got it all figured out yet. Most digesters in the world are not meant for personal use. They're meant for large-scale dairies. Thousands of head of cattle produce thousands of cubic meters of methane every day, and you know, they're great, but they're huge, and all the pieces and equipment that are out there available to purchase, they're all meant for those really, really big operations, and we're not. So I think we're going to have to custom make some stuff to solve our digester problem. Right now, we just can't load stuff fast enough into it to keep it going. So I've actually had to turn off the digester for now until we can spend some time to solve the loading problem. I'll try to detail that in another video. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of I was driving and I was like, oh, I'll take a video and kind of put it together. So it's a personal log, not really meant to be a structured video, so hope you can forgive me on the quality of it. But I thought they were actually pretty good thoughts, and I wanted to share them. This will be an introduction to the next video in our flashback series, where we'll actually go over the building of the digester. And for those of you that don't know what a digester is, stay tuned. We'll talk about it. Tune into our next episode. You'll actually see the digester. We'll talk about it, what it's supposed to do, how it helps, and we'll go over that loading problem. And to kind of give some of you that do know what a digester is a heads up, so you can start thinking about this in advance, the challenge that we're having is with loading of the digester, specifically the fact that poop floats. Horse manure floats, and cow poop likes to float, and it sticks together. It will eventually sink, but it sticks together so darn well that it's almost impossible to process beforehand with tools that are available to us at this particular price point and scale. Now, what I mean by that is at larger scale, where dairies and large-scale farms have digesters, the money that's available to them is significantly more than what we have, as well as the amount of manure is significantly larger than what we have here. So they're measured their throughput in thousands of gallons of manure per minute. Just outrageously large size scale of the amount of manure that they have to process. So there are solutions out there to our problem that are made for these large-scale dairy farms and other ranches that have quite a bit of manure to take care of. But the challenge is that those things are extremely expensive. I mean, almost tens of thousands of dollars. And we're simply not going to do that for 3 horses and up to 3 cows, maybe 6 cows someday. It's just simply not economical. So I think we're going to end up having to design a custom solution, and I'm looking forward to inviting you and having you come along with us as we put that together. So yeah, stay tuned for the next in the flashback series, where we will go over the digester build. In the meantime, if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you hit that little bell right next to the side of the subscription button, you'll actually get notified when I publish new videos. In the meantime, this is Real Martian. God bless you all. I hope you have a great week. Take care.